Hey guys, what's up? Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Motorola Zoom and a tribute to every Android version that the Zoom got updated to. So, let's get into it. Motorola Zoom was a revolutionary tablet of its time, boasting Android 3.0 Honeycomb, a tablet-centric version of Android that aimed to compete with the iPad. Now, Android 3.0 Honeycomb introduced Holo UI first, well, at least pre-Holo UI. It was the bridge gap between Droid UI, which is what I refer to Android 2.3 as, and refined Holo UI, which is what I refer to Android 4.0 as. This is just standard, overhauled Holo UI. And it has a lot of 3D effects. Not only did this make it more visually appealing, but it did a number on graphics cards. Usually the graphics cards were integrated with the Tegra processors, but since most tablets only used NVIDIA Tegras, and NVIDIA was known for extremely good graphics cards at the time, these were the only types of tablets that could actually handle it. So, Honeycomb was later refined in Ice Cream Sandwich, and the tablet UI was as well. Anyway, Android 3.0 Honeycomb is based on the Gingerbread source code, but extremely refined to look like a tablet UI. And it's aimed to compete with the iPad, but if you really think about it, it didn't have that much app support anyway, and developers couldn't just hop on the board that easily, so it was kind of hard to get apps on Honeycomb. So the first thing we're going to cover is the Easter egg. If you didn't see in the start of the video, the Easter egg is, there you go. Rez! This may be a reference to Rezzing from Tron, the movie, or maybe it's also a reference to the bee being a bee. The tablet UI also had pop-up windows and dual pane windows. So for example, this is a pop-up window. You can see clearly what's in here, and then you can see these tabs as well. It's like wireless, sound, screen, location, applications, blah, 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 blah. But you can't drag it around, though, which is usually what Windows and macOS and other OSs had. And this version of Android actually introduced action bars. So if we go into the browser on Honeycomb, you can see we have action bars now. Something that Android 2.3 didn't have. Oh yeah, also recent apps tab. You can see all your recent apps, and you can. I don't think you can scroll through them in this version, actually. Yeah, you can't scroll through recent apps in this version, but you can in 3.1 and over. Widgets were also refined, where you could just select a widget, drag and drop it, like that. Let's redo that again, but with a different widget. Calendar. And as you can see, there's the calendar widget. You can also move it anywhere you want. Although widgets don't move for you like they do in Jelly Beans, so that's a downside. Also, the remove thing is up here instead. And you got a little Google search thing up here as well. It pops up, so there's the keyboard. You can type, for example, let's say Xfinity, which is the internet router. As you can see, Xfinity pops up. Although most websites don't load anymore. For example, this browser is no longer supported. Please use the Google Play Store app, and that's not applicable because it's using the Android market, which Google Play Store was introduced in 2012, from what I know. Can't load Wikipedia. Webpage not available. The webpage at blah 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 may be temporary down. You will see this a lot when using Honeycomb. Due to the support of Honeycomb is so low. And yeah, no. Comcast doesn't even load. However, APK Mirror will. Because if we go to APK Mirror, for example, Angry Birds, it loads APK Mirror. So some sites don't work and some do. You will get these pop-ups though. If you want to view the certificate, you can. But won't show as much info as ICS does. I'm gonna continue. So, for example, we can click on download. Okay, that was random. I don't want to get APK mirror premium. Okay, you know what? Screw it. You can also scroll through tabs. You can open different tabs. Blah 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 blah. How many tabs can you open on here? No more tabs available. On this 1 GB of RAM tablet, you can open 11 tabs or 12. 11 or 12 tabs. You have a selection of 9 wallpapers in total. You have this one, it looks like a bunch of diamonds. Not really sure exactly what it is. Droids, which is probably the most commonly used one besides Honeycomb, which comes pre-installed. More droids. Valentine droid? I don't know. Geometric balls. Pause. Droplets of water and flowers. Racetrack. And this. I guess buildings is what this is. Oh yeah, and live wallpapers come pre-installed in here too. For example, hollow spiral. Spectrum. Spectrum basically changes depending on the music that's playing. So for example, if we were going to music and then play music, it would strobe like this on what music is playing. Or what audio, I mean, it doesn't really matter. And then maps, but you need to sign into maps for this, I think. Oh no, never mind. It's just very freaking laggy, that's all. But it is cool to have as a wallpaper, because then you can see the states. You can zoom, I think. It's the world! Anyway. Back to the Honeycomb one. Next thing I want to cover is the Android market. The Android market predates the Play Store, and it's so old, it's not even usable on Honeycomb anymore, nor any other Android version for that matter. So, your best bet would just be to install Play Store on Honeycomb. It's also Google Talk, but nobody uses that anymore, so that's good. You can add alarms, for example. And even tells you when it's set. You can go to the clock app too to see your clock. The press and hold thing wasn't introduced until Ice Cream Sandwich though, where you could dim it by pressing it and make it blue by holding it down. Now, you can set alarms from here too. But it's definitely faster by just tapping on the clock on the screen. There's also a My Apps tab, which was removed in later Android versions. It will show your downloaded apps here. Calendar, the calendar. The calendar obviously shows you. Oh yeah, you can scroll down too and up to what time. And then this is Google Play Music, or just music. New and recent albums, artists, songs, playlists, and genres. It was easier to see developer options. You could just go into applications in the settings, click on development, USB debugging, stay awake, allow more applications, and others. Unknown sources. Okay, let's upgrade to Ice Cream Sandwich. As you can see, we're now an Ice Cream Sandwich. One of the most major changes is that the apps now show all running and downloaded. Another thing is the refined UI that you probably already noticed. As you can see, this panel is refined. You can swipe through these apps like Carousel, and you can also swipe them off the screen now. Not only that, but the action bar was refined. Now instead of 3 little lines, it's 3 little dots. And there's more options. For example, refresh forward, new tab, and new incognito tab, share page, final page, request desktop site, save for offline reading, page info, and settings. The most noticeable change you probably noticed is that there's no arrow or icon over here. The icon was moved right here, and the arrow was removed because websites automatically choose if the website's full screen or not, instead of manually by the user. And if we go back to Xfinity and we go to their website, or Wikipedia still doesn't work, but Comcast should. So like, okay, well this doesn't work, but other websites work, such as YouTube. Although they don't fully load on the default browser. You'd probably need Chrome to do that, if I'm being completely honest. One thing I noticed is the icons right here are all grayed out for some reason, other than the battery. Okay, there's more UI change, so now everything is less 3D, there's no transparency. There are more wallpapers. And this is the default one that comes with ICS, so let's select it. And the Android ICS Easter egg. And this tablet UI is actually integrated with the Zoom, because I've tried using RSF LCD density and setting it to like, let's say, 185, maybe 200, and tablet UI still wasn't removed. So this UI is actually integrated into the Zoom, or into the Zoom's firmware at least. So no matter what you try doing, the tablet UI is still going to be there. Anyway, another noticeable change is that this was made a little bit more transparent. And this was made transparent too. For example, Hilton. Most websites still don't load though, like Hilton, for example. If you go to this lock right here. Oh, god damn it. Okay. I am so sorry. Well, usually it shows the CA certificate or SSL certificate, but it doesn't seem like it's going to show it now. Doesn't matter, though. Also, music was replaced by play music. The action bar is still the same as the one in Honeycomb, though. Hold on. I'm trying to get it in the right position. As you can see, that's the action bar from Honeycomb. Anyway, the more noticeable change you'll figure out is that Hollow has been completely refined in ICS on the Zoom. So now Honeycomb. So now Hollow looks more hollow. And not only that, but it doesn't do a number on the GPUs now. So now it's for a broader range of manufacturers such as Texas Instruments, even Tegra also. Tegra 2 though, because this runs the Tegra 2 processor. But there were some Tegra 3 devices like the Asus Transformer Prime that ran 3.2 Honeycomb, and eventually 4.0 ICS and 4.1 Jelly Bean. But other than that, that's basically all ICS has got going for it. Oh yeah, and the Play Store as well. Not just... Yeah, so now it's the Play Store. Still can't log into a Google account on this though, so that's kind of disappointing. Anyway, let's switch to Jelly Bean in 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, Jelly Bean changed a lot of things. For example, Jelly Bean introduced Project Butter, which made the UI a lot smoother and a lot faster on lower-end devices such as the XOOM. Cordy was updated, a bunch of bloatware is updated. And the Bean Flinger Easter egg was optimized for larger screens as well. This was changed from blue to gray or transparent. They're pretty much both. The recent apps was refined as well. And this introduced in 4.1 introduced the Phablet UI, which was introduced on the Nexus 7. Not only that, but this tab was refined, and it was turned from like floating stuff to all connected. And the wallpapers weren't updated though. Some things were changed to light though. Like for example, if you didn't already see, this before was black or dark. If you put a picture up right now, you could see that it was dark before. But now it's black. Now it's white. There's only Spectrum and Hollow Spiral now. It's live wallpapers. There's no more Maps one. And this time, hold on. You're gonna eat Brussels sprouts. And as you can see, logging in Android 4.1 actually works. And as you can see, it just gives you a server error because the Play Store isn't updated yet for 4.1 Jelly Bean. Another thing I haven't mentioned is that Jelly Bean introduced something called another thing I didn't mention is that Jelly Bean introduced more developer. What? No, I didn't. What I didn't mention is that Jelly Bean refined a lot more things, such as the lock screen, for example. The slider is now dots instead of a circle or ripples, as you see in Honeycomb and ICS. Although most of it's still the same. And more settings are here, and you can also see trusted credentials. System credentials mainly though. You can turn them off or on, you can disable them. You can enable them. You can do a whole lot more. There's also changes. Wait. Yeah, that's dynamic. Okay. Okay, I'm good. Anyway. It should update soon, but anyway, Google Now was refined. Actually, Google Now was introduced. And you can see emails now. Scrolling is a lot smoother on Jelly Bean. Not only that, but multitasking is a lot faster as well. Not really much in today's, comparing it to today's technology, but if you take into account how old this tablet is, it's doing pretty well. It's holding up pretty well. And this pretty much didn't change much over Ice Cream Sandwich other than optimizing some UI elements, and that's about it. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. Or don't. I mean, I don't really care, but yeah. That was the evolution of the Motorola XOOM.